Georgia's set to honor a former coach on Saturday and one of the great players who played for him. Gives us some of the reasons why. It's our classic moment presented by Classic City Lager. Hey Dog Nation, I'm Brandon Adams. Welcome into the Classic Moment presented by Classic City Lager. Always fun to be celebrating classic moments around UGA because the program has such a storied legacy. That's both true in the present tense with head coach Kirby Smart and his predecessors like the guy that was here before him in Georgia coach Mark Richt, who celebrated for what he did on the field and obviously the impact that he made off the field as well. That is a fact that Smart knows full well. And on the occasion of this upcoming Saturday, with Richt set to be honored at UGA at Sanford Stadium, Coach Smart said this week that he certainly understands why so many folks have such great affection for former Georgia coach Mark Richt. This is what Smart had to say about that.
He's meant so much to so many. I think when you talk to the players, that I know all the guys that played for him. I've seen so many alumni and players that have just they come back to events and they just rave about their relationship. And you see guys like Terrence Edwards and Ben Watson and these great players that just respect Coach Richt and the things he did for this university. I certainly feel the same way and couldn't be prouder to be honoring him.
You hear Smart mention the name Terrence Edwards there. Edwards, a wide receiver who played both for Jim Donnan and then the final 2 years for his career with Mark Richt. We talked to him on Dog Nation Daily this week about what Richt had meant to him, the same way that Smart alluded to that there. And obviously Terrence told so many stories and can tell you so many stories. But the one point he makes in particular is that it was one of his former teammates, Trey Battle, who at one point in his life was potentially on the verge of suicide, and yet he reached out to Coach Richt. And this is a story that Battle has told many times. Reached out to Coach Richt at a time in which Battle wasn't really quite sure what his future had in store for him. And apparently Richt was there to help rebuild him and restore him. And that's the kind of thing that Terrence Edwards told us this week on Dog Nation Daily, that when he thinks of Richt, that's one of the first things that comes to mind. This is certainly a touching story by Edwards and the kind of thing that makes Georgia fans very proud to know that Richt has meant this and made this kind of impact on some of his former players. Here is Edwards on Richt.
Just a great man. Whatever everyone say about him as a coach, have a conversation with him. What he did for Trey Battle, being able to accept this call and help Trey get over some dark times in his life. That's what coaching is about. Yes, we want to win national championships. That is the ultimate goal. But that's one thing I'm always going to remember about him as the great man that he is.
So certainly Richt's ability to make a strong contribution in the lives of his players and former players off the field is well established, but it all should be appreciated as you roll into Saturday that Richt was a pretty good coach on the field there as well, and certainly built Georgia into a formidable program, winning 2 SEC championships over the course of his tenure. This is a fact that's also not lost on Georgia coach Kirby Smart, who also complimented that aspect of Richt's tenure this week as well. Here's more from Kirby.
Learned a lot from him. Learned a lot about being the right kind of person and how to run an organization the right way. And it's meant a lot to my career. And I was really only with him for 1 year, but always followed him from afar because he was at my alma mater and respected the job he did. And he certainly made this a really good job from the way he built everything and the things he did the time he was here.
It's a gracious concession from Smart and likely true there as well. That the success that Kirby has enjoyed has in part been made possible by the foundation laid by Mark Richt from 2001 to 2015 when he was head coach. And to go back to Terrence Edwards here for a moment, Edwards also says that had the current landscape of college football existed back when Richt was coaching, that the ultimate legacy and resume of Richt as a coach could have been quite different as well. Here's a little bit more of Terrence.
I just wish the playoff was around when we played. He would definitely played in a few of those college playoffs if it was around when we played. So I was standing and giving him a standing ovation before the game because that man changed my life and changed my family's life.
You think about the seasons in which Richt came closest to maybe winning a national championship in SEC title years like 2002 and 2005, certainly 2007, then again in 2012, that had there been a college football playoff in place and any or all of those seasons, certainly the end-of-year result for Georgia could have been quite different. But ultimately, the thing that matters most is the testimony that guys like Edwards give you there, that ultimately Richt changed his life and changed his family's life and So many Georgia players can say the same thing, and that is why Richt is going to be honored on Saturday. And that is our classic moment presented by Classic City Lager. And of course, as you're getting ready to enjoy all the festivities in Athens on Saturday, don't forget Classic City Lager goes great with it all. From the tailgate all the way through the post-game celebration, it's just good cold beer. It's a lager-style beer, which means it's lighter in color, but there's no sacrifice in flavor. It's a craft-style lager. It's the kind of thing that you can enjoy, and you can pick it up wherever you're doing your shopping. It's available in 6 and 12-pack cans year-round all across our great state. So make sure you check out some Classic City Lager from Creature Comforts Brewing Company today. And make sure you check us out back here again next week for our Classic Moment presented by Classic City Lager. Enjoy the game, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here again then.